Hey folks, today we're going to be talking about the moderate risk and enhanced risk, and even a slight risk all the way to the day 3 outlook. Today we have a moderate risk. Tornadoes are very possible as we have a very, very potent environment for strong tornadoes. But we'll get into that more later in the video. We talk about how this could play out. We see here is the tornado factor as we're talking about. We have a 15% chance of seeing damaging tornadoes within 25 miles in parts of Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. So that's a decent chance of seeing a pretty strong tornado, EF2 to EF5. 30% chance of seeing damaging winds in parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, as well as Michigan there. Moving on, we got another big old time hail factor. Massive, like apple baseball sized hail is going to be falling in parts of Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Texas, Oklahoma, and more. And since the environment is so perfect, you may be wondering, why don't we have a high risk? That's because we don't really know if there's going to be storms. Of course, to some degree, there's going to be storms, but we don't know how many of those are going to form and how isolated and how well put together they're going to be. So let's go through the possible modes that we could see, which will result to our tornado factor being different, higher, or low. So if we see something like this form with isolated supercells like this, we could very well have a major outbreak today. Here's another possible mode, a kind of a linear line of storms, you could say, which will result to less tornadoes, more isolated, more wind though. Something like this could very well happen today, where we have supercells just kind of forming on top of one another, fighting for that environment, which would decrease our tornado factor there. Moving on to our day 2 outlook, we see this go more farther east, except for down south there in Texas. It just kind of sits on top of Texas. Hail, wind, and tornadoes are possible. Texas does have a higher tornado factor. Isolated tornadoes, though, all the way possible up into New York there. Upstate New York, you can see some wind, maybe some hail there. You can see a very decent chance of wind there. Not exactly a damaging wind, but could be damaging there, 30% chance of winds. And then we have a big-time hail factor in Texas, and a decent hail factor up in there in the upstate New York and Ohio. And here's going to be your day 3 outlook. We got a slight risk in Texas, also the smallest portion of Oklahoma you've seen in your life. Tornadoes, wind, hail are all going to be possible here once more. We're on Hollyo's Live, so make sure to go check out that for active updates with the tornadoes, wind, and hail situation. And we cannot end the video, of course, without thanking our amazing sponsors at Steyer's Family Feed and Supply. Some of the best prices in the whole state of North Carolina on Highway 10 there. And, of course, prayers to all those that are going to be affected by this.